What's up, everybody? It's your guy Victor Mason, back at you again with another freight video. Today we're going to be talking about what a freight recession really looks like. We're going to be going through the step by step, all the indicators, and what you should be looking out for as a transportation professional. So make sure that you turn on that notification button, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the video. Peace. When people hear the word recession, they usually think about stocks, real estate, or layoffs. But in logistics, a recession looks very different. It doesn't always show up in headlines. It shows up in the rates, in the capacity, in the behavior, and more importantly, in the margins. So in this video, I'm going to break down what a freight recession actually looks like, how you can recognize it early, and what smart brokers are doing differently when the market tightens. So let's start with the first sign. Rates are going to start falling before volume disappears. And this is the most important part because in freight, pricing weakens first, right? You'll see lower spot rates, tighter margins, and more undercutting. People trying to get to the bottom of the market, scraping. Brokers feel pressure long before the shippers do, and that's your real first warning sign. The second sign is excess capacity in the market. Like during strong markets, more trucks enter the industry. It's cyclical. It's ebbs and flows. Owner-operators buy equipment. Small fleets expand. New carriers are going to be popping up every single day. But when that same demand slows, that capacity doesn't appear immediately. It creates oversupply. Too many trucks, not enough freight, inexperienced people in the market, racing to the bottom for the rates. That's when the rates collapse. The third sign is desperation behavior. Like you'll see brokers chasing unprofitable loads, cutting margins to zero, or even losing money on the loads, taking bad customers, ignoring risk. And then you'll see carriers running cheap freight, skipping maintenance, delaying insurance, operating on thin ice. And this is when the mistakes are going to multiply. Another sign is tightening credit. In the freight recession, cash flow matters more than ever. Shippers are going to stretch payment terms, factoring companies tighten requirements, and then credit limits are going to get reduced. The weak brokerages are going to be the ones that fill this immediately. Strong ones have already planned for this. The fourth sign is carrier exits. You can literally determine what type of the market that you're in just solely based on how many carriers are exiting the market. When margins stay low long enough, carriers start shutting down, equipment gets parked, authorities get revoked, drivers leave, capacity literally starts shrinking. And this is usually the turning point because once capacity leaves, pricing power begins to shift. The fifth sign is customer consolidation. During freight recessions, shippers simplify. They reduce vendors, they cut weak brokers, and they just focus solely on reliability. So the brokers that don't have the strong relationships are going to be the ones that lose accounts. Brokers who deliver consistency are going to be gaining market share. Now, here's something that most people misunderstand, right? All freight recessions are not equal. Everyone doesn't lose because they redistribute. Weak players exit. Strong players absorb volume. Market share shifts quietly. So let's talk about behavior changes. In freight recessions, shippers are going to negotiate much harder, carriers are going to be way more selective, and brokers become cautious. Every single decision matters more. Sloppy execution becomes very expensive. Another sign is operational stress. Your claims are going to increase, disputes are going to increase, service failures are going to increase. But why? Because everyone is operating under pressure. That's when structure matters most. So let's now talk about why most new brokers fail during freight recessions. It's not the best time to get in the market when there's a freight recession. It's not the lack of hustle. It's the lack of structure, no specialization, no repeat freight, no cash reserves, no pricing discipline, no risk management. So when the volume drops, they have nothing to lead on. But here's the truth. Freight recessions expose how your business is actually built. It does not change the foundation of it. They reveal it. Strong brokerages look different in downturns. They protect their core customers. They cut the bad and cheap freight. They tighten the operations and they protect their cash. More importantly, they invest in relationships. They're not panicking. They prepare and they also think long term. They understand that every recession eventually ends. And when it does, the survivors are positioned to scale fast. So let's talk about the opportunity during freight recessions. New lanes are going to open up. all the weak competitors are going to exit, shippers are looking for stability, and then your carrier loyalty is going to increase. And if you're structured correctly, this is your prime time to grow, but only if you're ready. And readiness is built before the downturn. Authority, systems, carrier network, operating discipline. Fixing these things in a recession is expensive. Building them correctly from the start is much cheaper. So what does a freight recession really look like? It looks like falling rates, tons of extra capacity, very tight credit, carriers exiting the market, customer consolidation, margin pressure, and opportunity for professionals. So if you're in freight right now or you're thinking about entering, here's the takeaway. Recessions don't destroy good brokerages, they eliminate the weak ones. Some people try to learn this through trial and error. Others want speed, certainty, and structure from day one. And if you're in that second group, I work with a small number of clients where we help structure and launch freight brokerages the right way. Built to survive cycles, built to scale. If that sounds like you, check the link in the description or comment freight and I'll send you the details. And if this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And then don't forget to hit that notification button. See you in the next one.